Okay, so I was saying that most of the questions in geography are so open-ended that you guys are expected to write your own point of views over different topics. You will be expected to answer the questions by adding different examples, and you're not necessarily, I mean, you're not bound to stick to a textbook for that. So it's important that you guys have a good understanding of the topics that we study in class. For this matter, I'm sharing these articles with you on daily basis now, some reading assignments, and there will be some short questions following the reading assignment, just to see if you guys have understood the content or not. Please remember, this is very important that you guys attempt these. I mean, obviously, I cannot force you guys to turn in your assignments, but it's important that you go through the reading assignments, all the readings that I submit on the Google, assign on the Google Classrooms. It's important that you guys read those because all of these will help you in further strengthening your concepts. We're going to be doing past papers, we're going to be doing tests as well, but such readings are also important. Okay, so it's religious tourism and how the challenges we're facing, the hurdles that the country is facing in order to develop this tourism. It's very important. All right, with that, we're going to move on to the lecture. Tourism industry in Pakistan, which is a tertiary sector industry, a very, very important tertiary sector industry. So can anybody just tell me what is tourism before looking at this, the definitions? How do you describe tourism, guys? What do you understand by the word tourism? G. I just want you guys to share your understanding. I'm gonna, I'm gonna mute myself for a while, and you guys can maybe explain. Okay, visiting a foreign country, exploring places. People visit certain place to explore. All right, that are all very valid answers. Um, okay, I mean, it's not always related to foreign countries. You can just visit places within your own country, and that's also a sort of tourism. So if we see the notes over here, the people move for a temporary basis from one place to the other. That is how you describe tourism. And how is this activity carried out in Pakistan? Why do people visit this country? So you can expect certain questions on this. So number one, for holidays. Number two, for maybe business tours, for educational purposes, for personal reasons. All right, so you can just categorize all of these reasons as to why people visit Pakistan, and whatever reason the tourists visit the country for, all of it comes under the tourism activity. Factors affecting tourism in Pakistan. Number one, the presence of tourist attractions. जहाँ पे obviously ज़्यादा attractions होंगी वहीं पे लोग जाते हैं. Level of security. People prefer visiting secure places. Availability of capital. Provision of infrastructure facilities, tourist attractions management, marketing, publicity, and obviously the government priorities as well. You see how over the past few years, Pakistan's tourism activity has greatly increased because of the policies that the government is designing and just to promote the sector. We see more infrastructure being built, especially in the northern parts of the country, in terms of the transport networks, in terms of the hotels, in terms of the restaurants. Yeah. So that is one factor which affects tourism. So international visitors can be categorized into these three major categories: for business, visiting families, and for recreation. Okay, you guys may be asked to mention a few of the countries as well, um, from the countries people visit for these particular activities here. So international businesses visitors visit Pakistan from the European countries. for the trade delegation, for educational activities. So most of the multinational companies, they have their branches in other countries as well. For example, Citibanks and chartered banks. The United Nations officials, they visit Pakistan for different projects, and Pakistani workers who live in the Middle East, USA, UK, UAE, though they visit Pakistan for visiting families, for different recreational activities. Guys, is it clear up till now? All right, so okay, so main sources of visitors. Again, we've already discussed the countries that are the major contributors of visitors in Pakistan. You guys can just go through the details from here. Cultural attractions, archaeological sites, historic religious sites, all of these are the places that are frequently visited by the tourists. Guys, the article that I've just shared with all of you, it's very important that you go through that article. It talks about all the religious attractions in Pakistan and how religious tourism is a great source of tourism activity in the country. Okay, so if we look at the cultural attractions, they can be classified as these archaeological sites. For example, all the historical places such as Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Taxila, the remains of these old civilizations such as Indus Valley, the Mughal remains in Lahore and surrounding areas of Punjab, the historic religious sites such as the Sawat Valley, the mosques, mainly the Bachahi Mosque in Lahore, the tombs, the shrines, the Khyber Pass, the Shalimar Garden. So these is a few examples of the historic religious sites. Modern buildings, the Parliament Building, the Minar Pakistan, the Faisal Mosque. So most of these buildings, architectural attractions are also a source of. They also serve as tourist attractions in the countries. And then the natural attractions. So most of the natural attractions of Pakistan are there in the northern areas. If you guys have been to the northern mountains, places such as Mari, Naran, Gilgit, you guys would know about the natural beauty of those areas. Okay, so that's it for now. Okay, so yeah, there are a few examples now that you guys can read through. The reason why I'm explaining these examples to all of you is just so you can um, talk about these in form of examples in your 6 mark responses. Okay? And if we talk about the cities, you can maybe mention a few tourist attractions in the major cities of Pakistan, such as Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi. Okay, let's have this discussion. I want you guys to comment down which city are you all from, and let me know the tourist attractions in your city. I'm from Islamabad, and all the attractions are there on the screen. So let me know which cities are you guys from, which cities you live in right now, and do you know anything about the tourist attractions of your cities? Do you guys start commenting? Okay, Ahmed, you're from Rawalpindi. Can you maybe talk about a few of the tourist attractions? Karachi, Amna, आपके वहाँ क्या कुछ है? And is anyone from Lahore? Anybody from Lahore over here? No? Acha. Guys, can you also talk about the tourist attractions of your cities? Sea view, nice. What else? Okay, either it's taking you guys time to type your responses or you guys are very unaware of your cities. Please move around. Qaid Azam ka mazar. Yeah, ठीक है. Look at Karachi. Seaport, International Airport, Clifton Beach. Okay, International Airport and Seaport are not some recreational sites, but again, yes, they serve as tourist attractions because these are the areas where the tourists first arrive and they depart from. The Fair Hall, yes, definitely. The Hawke's Bay beaches, the Paradise Point, the Clifton Beaches, National Museum, the Children's Park. Lahore, you guys already know there are a lot of archaeological, religious, and architectural creations in Lahore, such as the monuments, the buildings, the Lahore Fort, the Data Darbar, the tomb of Allama Iqbal, the Governor House, some campuses of the universities. Yes, I know Karachi better than you because I teach this subject, Amna. So I'm expecting you guys to know Karachi this well after studying this topic, okay? And not just Karachi, but all of the other cities as well. If anyone's here from Peshawar, you guys, you can just look at the tourist attractions. And to make it more interesting, you guys may even take a tour down these tourist attractions of your own cities. So also research on the special food items of your cities, because at times these restaurants and some important food eateries, they also serve as the major tourist attractions of the cities. Lahore wale to zarur pata hai. Even the people from Karachi, Amna, you should know about all these famous food eateries in your city. Yeah, guys, is the first question. Explain how local people gain income from tourism in northern areas. Cottage industry, all right, making crafts, serving as guides for the tourists, transportation services, accommodation. Okay. Here's a 6-mark question. I want you guys to look at this question on your screen and then we can have a discussion. To what extent is it possible to increase tourism in Pakistan in the 21st century? Problems and possibilities. What are the 3 possibilities of increasing tourism in Pakistan? Gee, I'd really appreciate agar kisi ne unmute nahi kiya waise mic ko. Guys, are you all there even? I mean, it's good if you guys can maybe unmute yourselves and talk. Um, So 3 possibilities of increasing tourism in Pakistan. How is that possible?
Build more infrastructure and improve facilities.
Okay. Infrastructure and facilities, that is one way of increasing tourism. Yeah. Okay. Providing good infrastructure, security, and improved living conditions, advertising, training for staff in tourism industry, maintenance, cleanliness of tourist attractions, natural, modern archaeological sites, strategies for increasing tourism, preventing deforestation in tourist areas, removing littering and rubbish. So one way to increase tourism in Pakistan is to develop the already existing tourism sites, maybe the northern areas, by making laws to prevent deforestation, increase the national beauty, developing the infrastructure, or the other way is to increase the tourist attractions, construct more sites, all right, create good sites for attraction, all right. Now the 3 problems is, how is it difficult to increase tourism in Pakistan? How would you write down the problems? G.
Sir, lack of management.
Lack of management. Could you maybe elaborate this a little more?
Sir, there is no proper facilities, sir, to manage, sir.
No proper facilities to manage. Can you maybe elaborate it a little more? Adil, I want you to be specific, a little more specific. What sort of facilities are you talking about? What sort of management are you talking about? Safety, Hamna, yes. Guys, look at the problems here. Unstable political situation, corruption, lack of security, accommodation below Western standards, poor named infrastructure. You can talk about some of the areas that have this poor infrastructure. Maybe you can talk about how the road networks are not very good. There's landsliding in winters and the road gets blocked quite frequently in this season, in the rain seasons. High cost of developing tourist attractions, lack of government support, attention, or interest. Yeah. I think that is all for now. All of the questions over here, you guys, I'll suggest you all to go through these questions. The notes will be posted on the Google Drive right now, right after this class. Please go through the questions because we're done with most of the content here. And again, this last article, Pakistan is uniquely placed to take advantage of religious attractions. What is stopping us? This is a very interesting article published on Dawn. I'd really want all of you guys to go through this article. It will be shared on the Google Classroom as an official assignment, with a few questions following this article. Okay? That's your responsibility to get it done before tomorrow's class. We will be starting off with this new topic, trade, tomorrow, but I really want you guys to get done with all of this stuff regarding this chapter. Okay. All right. Before we end the meeting, let me know if there's any question.